Here's another part where you can pick whatever kind of stuff you want to put in. So on to the vegetables. You can do carrots, you can do celery, you could even probably do crazy things like eggplant if you wanted. We're going to start with just some regular red potatoes. You can use, I actually prefer regular russet potatoes. They have less of a watery taste and more of a delicious meaty taste. But red potatoes is what we have right now. Let's check our meat real fast to see how it's coming along. A little bit more browning. Looks like we're okay with the smoke now. So I'm just gonna cut the potato in a decent sized chunk. This one's pretty big, so do 3 cuts. Now this is gonna stew actually in the oven for anywhere between 3 to 5 hours, and you know what kind of meat you get, how tender it is, and like how long you can wait for your food. I guess starting this at 5, you're probably not going to want to wait till 9 o'clock to eat. Since we're starting this early in the afternoon, we can let it chill out for a while. So if you were going to wait, if you had a long time to wait, you could cut these bigger chunks because they'd have a longer time to get tender. If you had a shorter time to wait, you want to cut them smaller. Okay, so our meat looks like it's going to be seared. Put the oil around, flip it over. Now I got sort of a little brown crust on there. There would be more if there was more fat, but that's good enough for this. I think I'm going to add a little bit more oil. Just make sure the oil is cooking the meat. Okay, the next thing I'm going to put in is some onions. Depending on how much you like onions. These aren't the giant onions. Honestly, we got some giant onions. I don't think I've ever seen onions this big before. It's like as big as my head. Look at that. Mmm, delicious. I think we decided we're going to make onion rings out of that. Alright, easiest way to do the onion. Cut off the bottom. Cut off the top. Give it a nice little slice all the way up the side. And just pull off that first top layer. It's a little bit of waste to the outside of the onion, but that's not a big deal. And then you get all that nasty skin gone too. And I'll show you probably in another recipe a really easy way to slice this up pretty thin from here. But since we're going to just be joining in the pot roast, just going to take where we started with that first cut, cut it in half, and then if I was going to cut it in slices, I'd just cut it like that. But since we're going to throw it in there, I'm just going to cut it in quarters. Alright, one more. Slice it up the side. Pull it off. Hopefully not get too much onion juice in your eyes. If you do this fast, it should be okay. Ooh. Then slice it in half and quarter it. Okay, turn the meat one more time to our last side. You can see this side's got a nice little good brown crust on it. Since our meat is done browning, go ahead just add the celery right in there. And one more. Okay. You can go ahead, put in the potatoes. All the potatoes. Go ahead and put in the onion. Onions. Give our little marinade a stir. It probably tastes delicious by now. Okay. And then the next thing we do is you can add some other vegetables or whatever. So we need some liquid in here to cook it. Got some tomatoes. You can use tomatoes that you stew and smash yourself. You can just use a can, which is fine as well. Got fire roasted diced tomatoes. I'm just gonna pour those in like that. Let's add one more. I like tomatoey things. Oh, yummy tomatoes. So depending on what kind of flavor you wanted, you could put in like 2 cups of red wine, you could put white wine if you wanted, although red wine goes better with red meat. But since we don't have wine, we only have plum wine and tea. I'm just gonna take about 2 cups of water, filtered because we're in Los Angeles. Amount of other stuff. Go ahead and put that in there. But water's pretty boring by itself, so let's add some flavoring. The other one, crack it up. Yeah! If you can, because it was in the refrigerator, you could chop it if you need to. Drop it in there. Now that'll give the stock a little bit more flavor. It's just olive oil stuff on top of the meat. Then later on, we can stir it around. Get that all in there. And then the last thing we're gonna do is take a couple of bay leaves. Some good flavors. And put 3 bay leaves in there. Now all we do is cover it up. Put that in the oven. We preheat it to 325. And after that cooks for about, like I said, 3 to 5 hours, it'll be good. Just a little bit more work and then it'll be done. Every hour, if you want, you can baste the thing with the juices, kind of stir things around, make sure nothing's getting burnt, stuff like that. Yeah, we'll be back. Dun, da, da, 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 dun, 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 dun,